Wednesday, 19 October 2022. This Skidmark, I'm going to read a letter written to the Russian soldiers from a Boer here in South Africa. I read this letter one day in one of my live streams, and I promised that I would record it. Now, this was something that really rattled me. I'm quite a tough old coot, but I'm also, apart from being what I am also blessed with the soul of an artist. And I'm a guy that stopped going to movies in town because I get emotionally overwhelmed very easily, and then I make a fool of myself there in public. So I'd rather avoid that. Here in my house, I can look at these movies and I can check it, and if I feel emotional about it, it's only me and the TV. My wife has made peace with the fact that I'm like that. So, yes. And this letter was published on a Telegram channel where the owner of the channel invited people from around the world to write letters to the Russian soldiers, and he then published it there. And when I saw this and I read through it, I was really deeply stirred by it. And the day when I used it in the live stream, I had a hell of a battle to keep my emotions under control. I'm going to try to do it better tonight, and I'm sitting here and as you can see, I'm sitting in the darkness, thanks to Eskom, but I've also made peace with that. So let's go with the letter. And if you are a South African, you should pay special attention, because unfortunately, the bulk of the people, Afrikaner people in South Africa, has got a very warped and twisted view of the Russians. Letters from readers to the soldiers on the front lines. Author, Boer from Africa. The author requested this particular nickname. Letters to soldiers. Dear Russian soldier, I salute you from Africa. I am a Boer. Like you, we understand what Anglo-Saxons are capable of. Our women and children were the first to be placed in British concentration camps, where so many of them perished. Who helped us? Russians did. They sent money and people, soldiers and nurses. We have more in common. My great-grandfather was in the first trenches dug the Anglo-Boer War at the Battle of Magersfontein. He tells of how easy it was to kill Englishmen at 150 meters. You just aim for the chrome badge on the hat and will hit between the eyes. They lost count of how many they killed with such ease. Here is where the story becomes interesting. This is the part of our spirit we share with Russians. Grandpa tells of Boers in these trenches starting to cry heavy tears like small boys, because killing so many men with your own hands was too much for the soul to carry. This is part of the true Russian spirit I respect. I know some of my ancestors did too. Some of them fell in love with some of those hot Russian nurses you guys sent over to treat our wounded. This is why there are so many Russian names among Afrikaners. Jana, Natalie, Natasha, Elena, Sasha, etc. Even I could not resist, and I have now known my Russian-Ukrainian wife for 13 years, and she is still now and will always be my better half. I pray God's protection over you, that you may be victorious against this monster that is again damaging the Russian people. Your cause for battle is just. Finish the work your grandfathers had left incomplete, only because of their humanity and compassionate souls. Do not disgrace them. You have the opportunity to honor their memory and the sacrifices they made, so that you, their children, will be all that you can be. Fight with honor. Be merciless to your enemy. But if he lays his weapon down, show him mercy. Do not degrade yourself and dirty the memory of your ancestors and your country, like these fascist devils do. Come back safely to us and mostly to your loved ones. It does not matter what the Anglo-Saxons say about you. If your heart is true and clean, it only matters what God says. Keep your faith, look after each other. You have many more brothers that you do not know about, who are with you in spirit. Period. Dawai. Now go kick some Nazi ass. Supporter from Africa. For me, this was really something that touched me deeply. And after I read this letter, I went and I tried to find some more information on this, and I only can find little snippets of the Russians that fought here in the Anglo-Boer War, and I also heard that the Russian Tsar sent a gift to one of the presidents, and apparently now nobody knows what happened to that thing. It was in a museum in Pretoria that was closed down, a house museum. But in any case, if you have more information about that, please share with me here in the comments on this video. And you can share this video freely, please. Let the people know that they are not alone. I have a lot of empathy with the Russians. What they are being subjected to today is pure, unadulterated racism from the collective West, and especially the Anglo-Saxons. But I do believe that the Russians are fighting a just war, and they are fighting for all the decent people on this earth. And they will win. There's no question about that. The big question is that how many of their opponents are going to fall before they realize that they are busy with a stupid war that could have been avoided if they were not so arrogant. In any case, it's dark in Africa, it's late, and I just had to do this letter because to me it was something very special. Take care of yourself and have a great evening.